So welcome back to Coffee with the Editor. I am still in Cape Town at the International Railway Safety Council's conference hosted by the Railway Safety Regulator. I am on the Reelin Group stand. I'm joined by Mervyn, and we're going to find out more about two of their products that impact safety. Two products that you're going to talk to me about today that have an impact on safety. I think the Motion Control Bogie is one of them. It's an update on systems that we have available currently in use by Transnet. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, this is kind of the latest technology available in Southern Africa. We have technology currently running in our operations that are quite old. They worked very well when they needed to, but this is quite updated technology that's available. The biggest thing is the wheel wear. If we can talk about wheel wear, everybody wants their rolling stock to have less wheel wear. That's the biggest thing. And this bogie, because of the type of technology it has, where you have very, very minimum wheel wear. We pride ourselves that 1.5 million kilometres before major maintenance is done.
Oh, that's impressive.
So that's really great, and that's because of the technology that we have on it, where it's a motion control, meaning it's kind of an independent stability, independent technology where each wheel operates independently, as opposed to our current technologies where it's all connected by almost 30% more components.
Okay, so this has less components than what we currently have in the fleet, or in most fleets. And when you say independent, I immediately think about, independent discovery, and I think it's the same.
Very similar, very, very similar. So each wheel has a polymer pad that would steer the wheels back onto the right track, if you can call it that. So that's what it does. It has independent wheels. Each wheel of the four wheels can go in any direction. So it doesn't have to be stuck in a curve. It can come back straight as soon as it comes onto a straight.
So the wheels go straight the moment.
Immediately.
So like this is on a curve, that's on a curve, but this can return
Correct.
straight. Fantastic.
Correct.
And then also talk to me about how the suspension works on the load bearing, because I think it's lighter than a traditional setup.
Yes, it is. Because of the 30% less components, there's two things you get out of that. The one thing is less maintenance, so you're not repairing them because they're not there. And then the other thing is, because they're not there, it's lighter.
Yes.
So that's what helps you with the 30% of less components on this particular.
Which would, enable the operator to increase the load.
Correct. You have an increase in load, and then it saves your maintenance costs. And that's the main thing. And there's no lifting. You just do some gauges, you just measure up some stuff, and you carry on. So there's no reason for you to bring it into a head.
Lift.
Correct.
Okay, which would also help, because many of our operators in Africa don't have those kind of facilities either.
Correct.
From a rolling stock perspective, is this freight only? Can it be used in passenger?
No,
Freight
this is freight. We've designed this for our light freight, meaning up to 25 tons. So this has been designed for a 25-ton load, but we're using it 18 to 22 at the moment. Okay. Now, talking about loads, we can tweak the suspension, meaning the springs and the wedges, to suit whatever your load is. So if you have a lighter load, a 16-ton load, we can tweak the suspension to suit that, or if you've got a 20-ton load, we can tweak the suspension to suit that as well.
Mervyn, if I understand correctly, one of the greatest things about the Motion Control Bogie is that it is interchangeable. In other words, you can bring your fleet in, there we go, and change it out with what you currently have.
100%. It's interchangeable two ways. First of all, your current wheel sets, which is your Class D bearing, 34-inch wheels, fit exactly in the same place as this bogie, so which means you don't have to throw away any of your existing wheel sets. So if you have extra wheel sets in your fleet, this would work perfectly. Then, besides the wheel sets, the entire bogie is interchangeable with your current fleet of wagons, the Transnet fleet of wagons that they have. Couple of heights stays exactly the same. You roll out and you roll in the motion control, with minor modification, it fits perfectly. So there's no heavy mods being done.
Yeah.
This will fit exactly plug and play into your current fleet.
All right, and the fact that you're not losing out on any of the stock
Yes.
elements,
Yes.
so there's no waste.
Correct, because most fleets have these spare at the moment, because this is where most of your maintenance costs go.
Yes.
Because do new wheels all the time, bearings, either repair them or new bearings, and you have stock of them, so we'll reuse them. So it's not like you're adding on new products. You might add on the bogie, but that's simple because there's 30% less parts on there, which is less maintenance, and then you have exactly the same wheel set. So that's what's going to help you.
So I also wanted to just quickly go over life cycle here.
Okay.
If we think about, I suppose, the bogies that we currently have, in our old fleet around the region, around, Southern Africa, even in South Africa, and we've got an extensive fleet in South Africa. Those have already done like 50 years, or, they've been in service for a long time. So this would definitely, changing to this kind of bogie system would definitely give extra life cycle costs for those assets, but in itself, it's got a good life cycle.
Correct.
Return on investment.
100%. I think if we look at it, it'll be almost 70% less costs over the life term, if you call it that. Because of 30% less components, you're not maintaining all those components, so you don't have to add that factor to your maintenance cost. So you got less cost, and then the biggest one coming back is your wheels and your wheel wear. If you have less wheel wear, you don't change your wheels, you don't change bearings, you just go on and on and on. And that's how come once in 1.5 million, that's when you do a heavy maintenance. So definitely over the lifespan of this bogie, your maintenance cost will come. We say more than 50%, but it's almost about 70% less on maintenance. If you add that rand value or dollar value, it adds up quite a bit.
All right, let's also talk about the safety aspect here. Why would this benefit an operator from a safety perspective?
From a safety perspective, is if your wheels if you have less wear on your wheels, let's just stick to the wheels, because that's where the most of the operator's money goes to, because as soon as you change a wheel, you have to remove the axle, you have to change a bearing, so that's added costs. So if your wheels operate well, then you got a train that operates efficiently. So that's why having a cracked wheel or a flanged wheel, you can have derailments. That's the reason why this has less wheel wear, less flanges, and that's what's going to help you on a safety perspective.
Mervyn here was talking about bearings, and if you didn't know, they also provide bearings, and you can go visit their website to find out more. Coming back to your motion control bogie here, there are some smart elements that have been added to this, which is when we talk about digitalization and improving efficiencies and all of those wonderful catchwords. What are the smart elements?
ADS, it's Amsted Digital Solutions. We can track and monitor unpowered equipment. We call it unpowered equipment, not just wagons, because it can go onto ISO tanks, on yellow plant, any equipment that doesn't have battery power, and you want to track it even when it's dominant, because we even have some customers that stick it on their locomotives, because what happens is your locomotive is only tracked when it's operating.
Yes.
When it's not, you don't know where the locomotive is parked. So this particular device acts as if a tracking device, but it's much, much more. It's designed by railway guys for the railway industry. So that's how come we have a tracking and monitoring equipment for wagons.
It gets a bit more detailed than that, though, on your wagon, on the ADS system, which is that. You attach it to the wagon, but it has other sensor abilities.
Correct.
Okay.
So touching on those other abilities, besides just purely tracking and monitoring where your trains are, this can give you your mileage. So optimizing your fleet, it will tell you how many kilometers you've done with a particular wagon. So you're not using the same 10 wagons or the same 100 wagons all the time, but you are revolving your fleet all the time. So it gives you your mileage for maintenance. It helps you. Besides that, it tells you your speeds. It gives you load empty, so it can tell you whether you're loaded, you're empty. It can give you hotbox detectors where we have a sensor. So if you look at a sensor on your bearing adapter, that will talk to this device, which will tell you what's happening on your actual train itself. We have lots of sensors around the train where you can have a door. If you're carrying high value items, like some high-end BMWs, and you want to know that that door is closed, as soon as that door opens, it sends a message to this, and this sends a message to you. But then this also tells you if your drivers are speeding, harsh braking, if there's any of that sort, because sometimes, well, going forward, we're hoping in South Africa, we're going to have independently owned operators and wagons and stuff like that. So then you need to know what's going on with your assets. Yeah. So if you own the wagon, you want to know if it's being harshly accelerated or harshly braked, or if anything is happening to your rolling stock, this will tell you that.